So these are my second year predictions for the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, where we've got Inter Milan versus Barcelona. They're both still 50-50, let's be real, despite the first set results. But starting off there with Inter Milan versus Barcelona, who last night played one of the games of the season, didn't they? Inter Milan were 2-0 up in the game as well. Lamine Yamal, the best winner in the world, let's be real. Best winner in the world, to be at his age, to play like that, it's just wow. Just ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous. Pedri in midfield, part of Barcelona as well. They've got Tabati at the back. Who is very young as well. And fair play to Barcelona, and that's down to Hansi Flick as well. That's down to Hansi Flick because when I saw Inter Milan do 2-0 up, I was like, don't be an issue now for Barcelona to get back into this. Because I do rate Inter Milan highly in terms of squad overall. Maybe you could say Inter Milan recent form has played into it. Yeah, they haven't been great recently, Inter Milan, but still a fantastic team, Inter Milan. Barcelona, I think Hansi Flick got Barcelona back in that game, along with Lamine Yamal as well. Hansi Flick's tactics to get Barcelona back in that game against a very good Inter Milan team, who I think are favourites for me. I think Inter Milan are favourites to win this whole competition if you're comparing the squad overall. But yeah, one of the games of the season for me. Probably is the game of the season, to be fair. Two good teams, Barcelona and Inter Milan, sets up the second leg really well, 3-3 on that. I do feel Barcelona needed to win though. I will say that. Because let's be real, Barcelona, I felt like Barcelona needed to win. It's going to be very difficult to win at Inter Milan, in my opinion, for Barcelona. And we do think that. But to go either way, to be fair, you can't doubt Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick's won this competition before with Bayern Munich, of course. And both Mainz are winners as well. Both Mainz are winners. Inzaghi hasn't won a competition before, but Inzaghi has won other competitions with Inter Milan. It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one to predict. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Inter Milan. I just think it's going to be too difficult for Barcelona. Barcelona, who saw them away to Dortmund as well. And Dortmund, they came back into it against Barca. I don't think Barca are great away from home. That's why I'm edging towards Inter Milan. Just because going away to an Italian team as well, really is difficult for me. Any Serie A team is always difficult to win away from home. I'm not convinced by Barcelona away from home, in my opinion. If the second game was at home, then I would have actually went for Barcelona. This with that crowd advantage, but seeing Barca away at Dortmund, I think Barcelona were quite lucky, to be fair, to get out of there away at Dortmund. So, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Inter Milan. I think I said it at the start of the season. I've always said Inter Milan will get to the final, in my opinion. I think I predicted the Real Madrid Inter final, depending on the draw. And obviously, when the draw was made, I still stuck by Real Madrid versus Inter Milan. But obviously, Real Madrid are out now, so I think Inter Milan still reached the final, in my opinion. Despite I'll be disappointed that they were 2-0 up as well in that game, so it could have been better for Inter Milan. That's one thing Barcelona might take out of the game. That Inter Milan might feel that themselves, that might hit themselves for not being further ahead in terms of outfit. But I think Inter Milan will go through. they've got a very good squad overall. I'll keep on saying it. I think they've got the best defence. I think they've got the best win backs. Got a very good midfield as well. I think they've got the best squad overall, Inter Milan. Got the best squad overall, but I don't rate the strikers though. I don't rate the strikers, but at the end of the day, they do a job for them. That's their job, to score goals at the end of the day. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Inter Milan. On to the next semi-final, PSG versus Arsenal. PSG won 1-0 in the first yard. Thanks to an early goal from Ousmane Dembele. Tactical masterclass then from Luis Enrique. Did it against Suds at Anfield as well. Did it against Suds at Anfield. I think both teams though might be disappointed. PSG be disappointed that the game's not out of sight. Because they had chances to finish Arsenal off. So Arsenal will be positive about that. But with Arsenal, they had chances as well. Martinelli, even though he was offside, he'd all be storing that chance. Trossard, great save from Donnarumma, but I felt Trossard could have cut in on his right foot and hit it with his right foot instead of his left foot. And it's a typical thing though. It's just typical Arsenal though. Arsenal knocked out the defending champions in Real Madrid, the team to beat, and then end up getting knocked out in the next round. And then, a bit like Barcelona, I felt like Arsenal needed to win the first year, in my opinion. It's going to be tough for Arsenal down to Paris in the second year. They can do it. I do think Arsenal can do it. They need to start early though. They'll need to start in the first 45 minutes. If it's 0-0 at half time, I think PSG will take that. And the thing with PSG is PSG didn't easy to stint the second head out, stint it out, or even hit on the counter attack, and that'll be enough for PSG. If PSG played the same way as it did in the first head, they easy go for him for me against Arsenal. I think PSG will go for him against Arsenal. I just feel that's a pro. I think that is a pro for Arsenal to use the first head. If they would have won the first head, I actually would have fancied Arsenal because they would part the butts and they can defend the lead well, Arsenal. Yeah, they did against Real Madrid. But they're 1-0 down. Arsenal have to go for it. And I think that's just going to suit PSG. That Arsenal have to go for it for PSG to hit on the counter. They've got the players in Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. I think Dembele might be out because I think he came off with an injury. But at the end of the day, they still got players, PSG, to hurt Arsenal on the counter attack as well. PSG's midfield. I think PSG have probably got the best midfield in terms of combined out of everyone in the competition. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz and João Neves. Quality midfield. They move the ball quick. Like that. You can get out PSG win backs. Again, I'm not... Hakimi and Mendes, I don't think they are good defensively, in my opinion. But they're very good offensively, both of them. But to be fair, Mendes kept Saka quiet, so... Centre backs for PSG, I think Marquinhos is still better as a defensive midfielder for me, Marquinhos. But he can play there as well. But Luis Enrique, this is the thing. Luis Enrique, Simeone Inzaghi and Hansi Flick, they are all managers. And who's the odd one out? Mikel Arteta. But for me, I think PSG go through. And also, same as the Inter game, I am going to go for a 2-1 win for PSG against Arsenal. I think Arsenal will score. I do think Arsenal will score, whether it'll be they'll score when it's like 1-1 or something like that. I think PSG might go 1-0 up, but then Arsenal don't equaliser, try and make it squeaky, and then PSG dead them on the counter. And I think it'll be a PSG versus Inter final. So they're my predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. My next set of predictions will be the Champions League final. Who will make it to the final in Munich?